Hey there, guys. This is Joffrey with Guth Lawn Care. Hey, it's been quite a while since I've been on here, been on YouTube, and thought I'd come with you a little video today and just give a little update. And I'm actually just sitting here on the trailer, and I got a little different machine here. You guys can see that right there. Exmark Laser Z E-Series 60-inch deck, and that's what I'm sitting on right now. You guys might be wondering, man, he got the Laser Z. No, it's not mine. I'm just demoing it, and not really even demoing it, more just loaning it right now because it's been quite the spring. Been an awful spring. One of the worst I've ever had. Probably in the first part is the weather. We have had nothing but rain. Nothing but rain. It's just rained every couple days. Wet ground, wet grass, cool temperatures. And it's not like it's just us, guys. You know, anybody across the Midwest, plains, wherever you're at, Northeast, everywhere, I think, has been bombarded all across the U.S. pretty much, except for a few places. But you guys know that struggle, but it has been an awful, terrible, wet year. One of the worst we've had probably in a long time. Very bad for the farmers. My family, you guys know, if you've watched me for a while, knows that my brother and my dad farm. And they have not been in the field at all. They've been have like one field planted, I think. And last year they were just saying that this time they were done. They had all the crops in. But anyway, just terrible wet weather. And anyway, it's been bad. It's been a bad year for rain. And it's frustrating. It's very frustrating for anybody that's working on it. And some people don't get it. Some people just don't get it. I've had people say to me, man, I bet you're so glad with all this rain, all the work you're doing. And it's like, no, it's way too much. You can't even keep up. You cannot get stuff done. And you're fighting mud and you're fighting the wet weather. But anyway, I'll get to why I have this. And like I said, it's been the weather. I think there's been 1 week, and that was early on in the spring, when I actually got all my mowing done Monday through Friday after school, and then it rained that Saturday, and I got it done and I booked it out because I knew it was probably gonna rain on Saturday. They were calling for rain all week, and so I got it done and I was able to get it all done. But every week since then, there's been nothing. I've worked in rainy days. I've worked in mud where I shouldn't probably be mowing, but I have no choice. I work till dark every night. And usually in the spring, I don't have to work till dark because the days are getting longer and longer and longer. And I'm talking yards where it's taking me just way too long to mow, and where I'm not losing money, but I'm definitely not making as much as I would have been, in a typical year. But about 2 weeks ago, it would have been about 2 weeks ago, actually 2.5 weeks ago, my mower started acting up on me, my Vantage, Exmark Vantage 60-inch. And I'd had the trouble, it'd been a little while ago, maybe like last fall, a couple times where the blades kind of would cut out on me. It seemed like I hit a bump, and I just thought it was in this ECS, right here. I just thought maybe it was in that sensor, because that's what you have to have down. This is the turf tracer, by the way. But I thought maybe it was in there, and that would cut out. And I thought, well, maybe I just let go of it a little bit. And it was fine, and never had any problems. Well, it did it like once or twice this spring. And then one day I had mowed in drizzle and just a light rain, and then the next day I went to engage the blades, nothing. Couldn't get anything to go. I fiddled with the switches. I took some wiring apart, messed with it, could not get it, and I was like, what am I going to do? So I've been using that turf tracer, and I've been using that turf tracer a lot. Okay, that Exmark 60-inch turf tracer right there. You guys have seen it before. I started using that a lot. And I decided I got to take this Vantage in. So I waited till Saturday because I wanted to take it in first thing in the morning. I didn't want to take it after school because I knew that was going to cost me more time. So I thought I'm going to take it down there, see if they got a loaner or something I can get. And of course, they're like, well, there's nobody in the service department today. We don't know what you could take. We don't have anything we can loan you. There's only two guys there, and they didn't really know anything, to be honest with you. And they're like, we'll take a look at your mower, and we'll give you a call on Monday. Well, they didn't call. I finally called them like Tuesday and was like, hey, trying to tell them what I had going on. By Wednesday, they came back and said it was all done. And they said it's running fine. And I said, okay. I said, well, did you check the clutch at all? Because I said in the owner's manual, it said something about, that clutch has a shim in there. You can take that out. And if it's starting to not engage properly, and check the gap in there, where that brake pad is, I guess, that engages it and on and off and stuff. And they were like, no, we'll take a look at that. And I said, actually, while you got it there, just look at them front casters. They've never been checked, I got 600 hours in there. Maybe we need to think about greasing those. So they did all that stuff. Finally, after basically 2 weeks, they called me and said my mower's done. And during that whole meantime, I'm running the turf tracer. I never took the mulch kit off because I didn't want to take it off and then them call me and say my mower is ready, and then I couldn't really use it in tight properties where I'm going to be throwing grass over everything. So I was double cutting yards. It was slower. I had the sulky out. That was fine. But it was just a real headache. Okay, it was just a real headache and slowed me down quite a bit. It left a great cut, actually, for as wet as it was, going over it twice. So double cutting. One way, you're getting a little bit of clumps. And basically, only this is in fertilized yards. Yards that have way too much fertilizer or they're growing too fast with all the nitrogen. But if it was a yard, with no fertilizer, a lot of times I could get a single cut and be fine, and maybe have just a few little clumps here and there. But for the most part, I was fine, because by the end of the day, usually I'm mowing after school when the grass is finally dried the most. Even though we've had so much wet weather, but I'm fortunate because I'm guessing if I was a regular guy, mowing lawns all day long, there's no way I could probably even go out until like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon because it was so wet many times. Of course, like I said, there was many days where I was mowing when it was wet, and that's just the way it is. But anyway, finally this last week, on Friday, I'd taken a day off of school. I decided I'm going to mow. They called about my mower. Actually, I'd called them a couple days before that and asked, how close it was going to be, because I knew it was Memorial Day weekend coming up. If I didn't get it back then, I wasn't going to get it till Tuesday probably, and at the earliest. And anyway, they called me Friday morning and said, your mower's done and ready. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go get it. I already mowed 1 yard. I'm like, I'm going to go get it. It'll save me a lot of time. I went and got it. Trust their word, everything's fine. Didn't even give it a thought. And I get it. I'm running it for like 5 minutes. Starts doing the exact same thing. Blades are cutting out. All this deal. I'm like, are you kidding me? And so I call him right away. I said, here's what's going on. And the guy's like, you got to be kidding us. He's like, we had it fixed, we thought. And I'm like, yeah, I thought so. You did, and whatever. He's like, well, bring it back. And I said, okay. And he's like, we'll look at it right away. And I said, hey, you got something I can use. You got a loaner or something. I saw they had an Exmark Staris down there. I was like, I saw you got a Staris, is there a way I can take that and run it? And he's like, well, are you looking to buy it? And I'm like, no, I'm not looking to buy it. I'm looking to use something. Now, you've had my mower for 2 weeks. I've been using this turf tracer, which is a nice mower, but it's a lot slower than my Vantage. And I said, I'm just kind of frustrated, And he's like, well, I've talked with the shop manager about that. I'm just the service department and all this. And I'm like, that's fine. Can you talk with him while I bring that back? And he's like, yeah, sure. I get there, and he's like, hey, thanks for being understanding with this. I know it's frustrating for you. Yeah, we got a mower you can use. We got this Laser Z here, and it's a 60-inch deck. Would that be all right? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That's what I run now, a 60-inch deck. And anyway, it's a lot heavier, which I don't necessarily like. But it's a good mower. Sucks a lot of fuel down. It's a carbureted Kawasaki engine. But anyway, it had 0.2 hours on it. Now I got 4.4. So I'm putting it to use, and I really don't like it as much as my stand-on, just because it's too big and bulky. You got to watch the back when you turn. I feel like I can't get up as close to stuff. I can't see as well as I can with the Vantage, but it's just maybe because I'm not used to it. Also, I'm so used to the operator controlled discharge chute. I got that trimmer trap blade blocker on my stander, and this thing just throws the grass like super far, so I got to be real careful with that too. But anyway, I just feel like this past month, like the whole month of May, has just been terrible. Behind, or basically just at the point where I finish up and it's literally like time to start over the next time I'm going to mow. I have to stop because it's raining for whatever, and then I wait for a couple hours and go out. I mean, on a Saturday, and I'm finishing up at 8 o'clock at night on a Saturday. It's just ridiculous. I don't like doing that, but it is what it is, you know, and people have been pretty understanding. I haven't really had any complaints, luckily, so be thankful for that. I've had one issue. It was a newer customer that I just had this year, and they seemed real cool and fine, but the other day I showed up, and the lady's like, whoa, 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 stop. She goes, I can't have you come in here mowing, and 2 days later it looks like you didn't mow. She's like, you need to set your blades lower. And the first thing I said was, that's kind of the height I mow at. I said, that's what's healthiest for your yard. I don't want my blades, you know, running to the ground. And before I could even try to, like, compromise with her, she's like, that's fine, I understand all that, but put your mower away, send the bill, and we're done. And I was like, okay, whatever, and I just left. And I don't have time to mess around. I have plenty of customers, I have plenty of work, and, you know, what is what it is. I'm not going to mow down to the dirt, and I'm not going to change the height 1,000 different times, you know, for every customer. And I'm here to mow for people. If they want me to mow, I'm going to keep their yard longer because it's healthier. It keeps it greener. And it's, you know what? It's going to be long right now, I understand that. But it's what's best for their yard. And most people understand that. And I have people that understand it, so whatever. You know, if they don't want me to, if they want it short, no, they can find somebody else. That's fine. But that's just been the joy of it right now, you guys. So I thought I'd just give a little update. It's almost Memorial Day here, and looking forward to just relaxing a little bit this weekend. Looks like more rain in the forecast, and that's just the way it's going to be for a while. I mean, nobody wants it just to stop raining altogether other than the farmers. I mean, we need it to stop for a few weeks, but you don't want it just to shut off and then we get nothing, because then that's just going to be awful too. But we got to say a prayer for the farmers so we can get this crop in. I mean, this is the latest they've ever going to be starting planting. And we're getting to a point here pretty soon where you can't even plant corn because it's not going to mature after a certain time. You know, it's just going to be too late for it. So prayers all around for the farmers, for people working in this weather, you know, that something's going to happen, hopefully. That things will work out. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to give a little update. I know I've been missing here from YouTube for a while. Maybe I'll get back this summer and make some videos. I'll be out of school. Got some mulch jobs kind of lined up to do yet. And but basically, I haven't done anything other than mow. And a lot of times I feel like I can do other stuff. Even had some aerations I couldn't do because it's just too muddy. So, you know, it's great that you stay busy, but it's also very frustrating. It's like you can only do so much, and when you feel like you're working twice as hard just to make stuff look good, you're really not having a very good year, you know, as good as it could be if it was a normal year. But anyway, hope everything's well with all of you. Comment below, guys. I want to hear how it's going in your neck of the woods. Give me some encouragement. Keep me after it. It's just been a struggle, and I've been down a little bit, but I just have to remind myself, I keep doing it, you know, we get through it. We'll get through it, and we'll get there just like we always do. But it's hard. It wears on you a little bit. I think it does when you kind of get in that rut. All right, take care. We'll talk to you guys later. It's been Joffrey Guth Lawn Care. Hey, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and like these videos. Talk to you later.